Hi, and welcome back to my channel. So, today I want to talk about why we lose people along the journey whilst we transform and evolve into the new self, into the higher self, into a new person. Throughout life, life is like a book. There's chapters, there's stories. Every chapter is different, and you change as a person in every chapter in that whole book. And sometimes different chapters have different characters. And sometimes those characters they can't move over to the next chapter because that's when their story ends. Their story ends in that chapter. Their story may have started way at the beginning, years down the line, back, but the time has come when they stop at the full stop on chapter 15, chapter 20, chapter 50. They have to come to an end where they cannot move into the next chapter with you. And that's just like friends. A lot of the time, we make so many friends growing up. I had so many friends growing up, going through multiple schools. And through time, you don't want to lose those friends. I've got friends from college, school, that I wish I still stayed in contact with because we had so much fun. We had so much fun in school, so much fun in college, that their chapter ended and I had to move on without them. And as how painful that is, we have to keep moving forward. We have to keep moving. We can't look back because they ended at the full stop on that chapter. And you can't stay in that chapter. You have to keep moving. If you want to stay in that chapter of your life, you're not going to evolve, you're not going to grow as a person. And when you don't grow, when you don't evolve into the person you're supposed to go down, into the person you're supposed to be, or go down that pathway that you're supposed to go, that is when you start to feel stuck because your body needs to evolve, but you're just keeping it there. That is when anxiety, depression will creep in until it pushes you and nudges you out of that chapter to keep moving forward because it doesn't want you to stay there. We will always lose friends, always lose family. We have to build that resilience to become stronger, to move forward, because at the end of the day, we only have ourselves. So, a little backstory. I've had so many friends throughout my life, and I loved all my friends through school, college, uni. And I've lost so many friends because I evolve, I transform, and I change all the time. I am never the same person that I am last year or the year before. I evolve every month, I evolve every year. And a lot of the time, I have to reintroduce myself to people because I have changed that much. My standards, my values, my morals are higher than what they were 5, 10 years ago. The 20-year-old Laura is too naive and just didn't understand life. She didn't know what she wanted. But 10 years later, the Laura I am now knows what she wants. She knows what her values, her morals, her respect is now. And she doesn't tolerate shit. This year has been the hardest because I have lost very cherishing, loving, amazing friends. I have lost many friends along the way. One in particular that was my friend for 15 years. She was like my sister. And because I had evolved and changed my life, changed country, I changed everything about me. I had a glow up. I transformed my entire life. That certain friends, certain particular friends, didn't like that. They didn't like who I was becoming because they weren't evolving in their life. They were stuck. They didn't want to move from their chapter. They chose to stay still, whereas I chose to move forward because that's what we have to do. If you're feeling depressed or anxiety and that you hate your life, it's time to move forward. It's time for change. You have to wake up and evolve now. So, why do we lose people when we grow as a person? Like myself, we change our values, we change our beliefs, we change our outlook on life. What you and your friends or your family found interesting together, after time, they may not be interested in that anymore. My friends that I had would always love going out drinking. My friends would love partying with me. But that particular friend has stopped. As you go through your chapters of life with your friends, with your family, you or your friends or family may develop different interests, different aspects in life where you don't bond together in that same area. So it kind of pulls you away from each other because you have different interests and you have different pathways in that area. And sometimes that can be the issue, can pull you apart. It just creates a gap in that connection. A lot of the time, when we go down the personal growth pathway, it often leads us to different experiences and opportunities and goals that we're working towards. And a lot of the time, we can't spend time with our friends or family and we start to drift apart, which is completely normal. As you get older as adults, when you have a boyfriend, husband, children, pets, you've got responsibilities. There are a lot of the time where the connection will be lost. But when you completely lose that connection, that's when you feel like you've completely lost that person. You may move city, country, you may change jobs, you may pursue a different career where you're so busy that you can no longer spend time with friends or family. Friends and family that who were a big part of your life may not fit into these new chapters that you are going into. A lot of the time, which this has happened a lot to me, when you start to transform, when you start to go after your goals, go after your higher self, become the person that you desire to be, a lot of your friends will see what you're doing. They will see how much effort you're putting into yourself and how much of a glow up that you're having, your career, you're being successful. And they don't like that because you're not at their level anymore. You're higher than them. And they feel that jealousy, that insecurity in themselves, that they look at you and be like, look at her. Look at her life. And it just sparks that jealousy and insecurity in themselves because they want to be where you are, but they don't know how to get there because they don't love themselves and they need to change. Jealousy can be a massive issue in friendships or family, but someone being jealous of another person just shows and reflects the insecurities that that person has. And I've had that a lot throughout my life with friends because I don't want to be stuck in the same place. And I want to transform. I want to grow into the best person I could possibly become. And if that means losing friends, then so be it. It's really hard to lose friends when you've built such a connection with them, built such an amazing friendship. But when conflict is involved, when you're trying to evolve in yourself, it's time to say bye, goodbye, because their expiry date of their friendship has ended. And as painful as that sounds, in my mind, like a relationship, the friendship, the family that you have that connection with, anyone, the relationship with them, the friendship, it's not over. It's just complete. And it kind of helps me to move forward that I had such an amazing time with all my friends, certain people in my life, that I will always cherish those moments. I will always remember the memories. We can look back and just think about and reminisce the memories, the good times that we had. Because again, our friends change us into the person we're going to be. Our family change us. Without them, we may not be where we are today. So we have to thank those people, thank our friends, our family for helping us evolve. And if they don't like that you're ahead of them, if that's what they think, if they don't like that you're going after your dreams, going after your goals, you're not letting fear stop you, then that is their problem. They have to wake up and understand that everyone can just wake up and change and start the life that they want to live. They have to move to the next chapter of their life. And unfortunately, a lot of people cannot come into our chapters. This year, I had to shut doors on multiple people that I did not want to close doors on. Men, women, friends, family. I had to shut doors on people to grow. If I didn't shut that door, I couldn't evolve. I couldn't move forward. I couldn't become who I wanted to become. I have to leave them behind me because they're with the old Laura. I'm transforming into the new Laura. And unfortunately, they can't come into that life with me. Unfortunately, it's all a part of growth. And when you think about it, the pain that you have to live with moving forward, just always cherish those memories, always, because no matter what, they will always be your friend. But you just have to move forward without them.